Hey guys, I would like to do a review for this camera I picked up. It is model, it's a Mini 0803 dashboard camera. I purchased it on eBay. Right now, out of August 2014, they go for around $100. It's a real great little camera. It is a little higher than HD. The highest resolution it shoots is 2304 by 1290, so it's higher than HD. It does have a GPS system. Sensor is 1.25, and it is a wide-angle lens, 135mm lens. I will show you the actual footage. It's really great. And the last thing I wanted to point out that it does take 32GB card. Now, I read on forum that some people were able to install a 64GB card. However, I tried to install 64GB card, and on my particular unit, it didn't want to take it. I do have another camera, dash camera, and it did take 64GB card, but this particular model, some forums say that the user were able to use it. 64GB card, I was not able to use a 64GB card. So when you go out to look for the card, you should look at this number. I was really confused what they mean, but if you look at it, there's two types of card, SDHC and SDXC. And basically the difference is at the left, SDHC, those cards are 32GB in size and smaller. And the card that says SDHC, they're gonna be 64GB, 120GB and higher. And these new cards, SDXC, they're using XFAT format. So they function a little differently. From what I've seen, my particular unit, it did not want to accept HDXC card, unfortunately, but it did take 32GB card, HC. So I just wanted to make it clear, it did not want to accept 64GB card, but it did accept a 32GB card. Okay, so right now I'm doing unboxing. As you can see, the camera comes with four things: the camera itself, manual, car charger, and adapter. Now, one thing that I really enjoyed about this camera, and that it's small and it fits under the mirror. Video, as you can see, the camera is so small that you cannot even see the camera itself, unless I'm trying to pick all the way from the top, and yes, I can see a mounting kit, but usually you cannot see it from a driver's side. The camera is clearly seen from a passenger side, as you can see up here, but from the driver's side you cannot see it. So that's really great. So that's what I'm doing right now. And another really good thing is that this camera is barely seen from outside, because I have a black mirror. I believe the camera blends in together. So if you worry about somebody breaking a window to steal the camera, obviously you can take this camera off the adapter very easily, but I believe it blends in pretty good, and it is not as visible as the other unit. Now, I do have another unit. For example, this is a different camera, and as you can see, the camera itself is pretty big. The suction cup that goes on the glass, it's pretty big, and unfortunately you can see this camera very easily. Not only you can see this camera easily, but from inside of the car, the mirror doesn't hide it. It's pretty big, and believe it or not, it is a big distraction. So okay, now I do want to go back to my model, the one I'm reviewing, a Mini camera 0803, one more time, and I want to show you a little more footage of this camera close up. As you can see, it's a really nice camera. This instead of a suction cup, they decided to go with double tape, and I will have to tell you, it is so nice, simply because the camera fits under the mirror so well. So personally, I love it. As you can see, camera came with LCD screen had a protective tape, so when I peeled it off, everything looked perfect. And now we're gonna look at this sample footage of actual camera. And lastly, I want to show you the actual footage that I shot. This particular footage is being shot at 1920 by 1080p. I did not shoot this footage at the max resolution that camera produces. I decided to simply shoot at HD quality. I'm pretty happy with the footage. It looks smooth, it looks very nice, quite clear. The audio from the microphone is pretty decent as well. Now here's a sample image at night. As you can see, the road comes out very clear from the headlights, but camera does produce a lot of glow around stoplights. You can see it green, red, and even white city streets. There's this big moray or glow around them. So obviously I'm not too excited for that, especially when I pulled up to an intersection with 5 street lights. It was just glowing everywhere, like you can see it right now. But that's alright. Maybe I'm not sure how other cameras perform. So so far overall I'm happy with camera, but this is the biggest problem I found is the sample footage at night. Now one thing I will tell you is I did not found the option to stamp actual kilometers or miles per hour stamp on the actual video. I know that there are software, third-party software like a Dashware, that will allow me to overlay my video with additional information such as miles per hour speed. However, the camera itself only overlays date, time, but I did not see the option for the camera to stamp actual speed. So unfortunately, I believe that's one of the big drawbacks, and I've seen other cameras overlay speed. That would be such an awesome feature. Now I want to make clear that the camera does record GPS, and it does show speed if you use camera's plugin that it came with it, but it doesn't stamp actual video. So if you want to have a miles per hour or kilometers per hour on video, you have to use third party to edit and to enter the information. Okay, so I hope you guys found this review useful. If you like it, please make sure you click. If you found this video beneficial, please take a second and give me a like. Thank you so much. Until next time.